It started with the whispers. No one knew exactly when the rumors first spread, just that they started small, in the quiet corners of the internet, among the late-night scrolls and anonymous chats. Some called him the Reflection, a figure that lingered just behind the glass, just out of sight but somehow knows your name. Emma first heard about him from a sketchy forum thread, long before her mother took her laptop away. The post detailed a sinister presence known as the Reflection, a creature that mimicked people, not just their appearance but their very essence. They said if you looked into any mirror long enough, you might catch a glimpse of him, staring back, silent and still. But once you saw him, there was no unseeing it. At first, Emma dismissed it as urban legends, things to scare younger kids at sleepovers. But then her friend Jake told her he saw him in his bedroom mirror after midnight, a tall, shadowy figure with hollow eyes staring directly into his soul. Jake claimed he'd blinked, and the creature was gone, but a cold dread lingered in his voice. Emma felt a trembling shiver, but she laughed it off. Still, something about Jake's story unsettled her. One night, curiosity gnawed at Emma. She found an old, cracked mirror at her grandmother's attic, a dusty relic forgotten in time. She wiped it clean, stared into its surface, and whispered, "Show yourself." The room was silent, save for her breath fogging the glass. At first, she saw only her reflection, wide-eyed and nervous. Then, suddenly, a flicker, her eyes blinked, but her reflection's eyes didn't. They stayed fixed on her, darker than usual, as if they belonged to someone else altogether. Emma's pulse quickened. Was this an illusion? A trick of the light? Or was he really there? Heart pounding, she stepped back, but the reflection remained, unmoving, until her own eyes darted away. When she looked again, her image was normal, but a faint whisper echoed in her mind. I'm always watching. Over the next few days, Emma felt watched everywhere. In school, in her room, even through her phone's reflection when she brushed her hair. The whispers grew louder in her head, merging into a constant hum that refused to fade. One evening, she saw a figure in her bedroom, slender, elongated, with hollow eye sockets that seemed to swallow the light. It nodded at her, slow and deliberate. She froze, her breath caught in her throat. The creature's mouth didn't move, but she heard a voice, cold, raspy, and void of emotion, saying, "I've been waiting." Emma tried to run, but her limbs felt heavy, sluggish. The creature stepped closer, reaching through the mirror. No, through her, a cold, invisible hand skimming her shoulder. She screamed, clawing at her face, desperately trying to wake herself from the nightmare. When she finally snapped awake, she was in her bed, drenched in sweat. Her mirror sat untouched, reflecting only her worried face. But even as she calmed, a lingering thought haunted her. What if he's still watching? That belief became her prison. The whispers intensified every night. She started to see him in her dreams, tall, shadowed, with endless black eyes that seemed to swallow her whole. They told her he was waiting for her to stop being afraid, that he'd come for her once she accepted him. Emma's mind grew fractured, her reality blending with shadows and whispers. One evening, with trembling hands, she took a knife and smashed the mirror into 1,000 shards. The chaos of glass reflected fragments of her frantic face, each one a tiny lens into her terror. She hoped it would banish him. But as she watched the shards shimmer, she saw him, standing behind her in every mirror fragment, smiling with a hollow, void-filled smile. His voice echoed in her mind one last time. "You can't hide from me." The next morning, Emma's bedroom was eerily quiet. Her parents found her sitting motionless in front of the broken mirror, eyes unfocused. The shards shimmered menacingly under the morning light. In her mind, the whispers never ceased. She knew that somewhere behind the broken glass, he was waiting, always watching, forever lurking just beyond the reflection. And Emma realized, too late, that some creatures aren't meant to be seen. They just see you, waiting for the moment to step through the mirror and claim what is theirs. And that is how the reflection found its new vessel.